So now we're back and we're putting our flour into our mixture of all our liquids we put together. We're going to be using this battery operated sifter. It's a Pamper Chef sifter. This is old school now. This is old. They don't make this anymore. Okay, so it's important. If you see any of these tools here that you like, it's important to hop on it right away because at some point they disappear. They're no longer there. This is an old school battery operated sifter. I'm going to show you how that works. Pour my flour in here like that. Now it's important, although this is bread flour and it's been sifted several times, it's always good to sift it one more time when you're putting it finally into your mixture. And so by doing that, my grandmother used to have one of those old-fashioned ones, you know, the 10-color ones. You shake it, bam, 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 and all the flour comes out. It had a little turnstile thing on the side of it. Sometimes that would get stuck and it wouldn't all the way goes through, so you had to like hit the thing. Well, now, after years and years of doing it that way, they came up with this battery operated one. I'm going to show you how this works. There's a little switch here. And you see all that flour going in there. Get sifted. Now, it's important to know that the first batch of flour you put into your mixture here, you're just going to put it all in. All right? You're going to put it all in. You're going to let it go all the way in. Because what's going to happen, you're going to start measuring the flour into the mixture as you go. Because you want a certain consistency. Okay, you hear that? That's all the flour in there. You're probably going to use about a 5-pound bag of flour. That's going to take, you know, depending on how you're doing it, how your consistency of your rolls come out. I'll show you once all this is done what it should look like. But you're probably good with a 5-pound bag of flour. Okay, so we put that in there. Now here's the fun part. Okay, so we put this, we attach this onto the hooks here, snap it into place. We take our bread hook, we attach that like so. It's attached, it's plugged in. Now I usually start off slow so the mixture can get together. They can get to know one another in there. The flour with the eggs and the butter and the sugar, they all got to get to know one another. Okay? So you go. Let that process flow. Now, one of the things you want to make sure you do, you want to make sure it's lifted up. You got your little hook here. You turn that. Okay, because what was happening earlier, because it was down there was no mixture going on. There was no mingling going on between the ingredients. I had to lift it up, okay? And this tool has that little extra thing on it that you can lift the pot right up into the dough hook. So you turn it on. And you're going to let that mix. Now I'm going to let that mix for about 5 to 7 minutes. And as that's mixing, I'm going to get me another batch of flour here. And as that mixes, I'll add some more flour. Okay, so now we're still mixing right here. I want you to take a look at the mixture here and see how the consistency is coming together. And if you take a look, you see that mixing there and there? And we're going to get that to a more of a doughy type of texture, but that's the first batch, okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to add a little bit more flour. We're going to bring that down. We're going to pop this off. For now, we're going to disconnect our hook just for a minute. Okay, I'm going to bring this over here. We're going to go through the same process we went through in the beginning. Just going to mix that in there. Mix it in, baby. Mix it in. Make it one with the dough. One with the dough. Okay, so then we're not going to put as much as we did the first time because it's got to be a slow process of mixing and putting together. We're going to hook this right back up. Right on the hooks here. I'm going to snap it into place. Like that. We're going to take our dough hook, put our dough hook back on, snap that into place. That's back into place. We're going to raise our pot up. We're going to turn it on. We're going to let that mix a little bit longer. We'll see what that consistency looks like after we get the second batch of flour in. But that's now starting to get thick. It's now starting to come together. So now, here's a pretty cool tool here. Now these are flexible measuring cups, okay? Now what's key about this is that you're able to kind of flex them and just mold them into the shape you want them in. That's big for me when I'm mixing my flour into my pot here, because typically what happens when you're using, something like this where you have to pour it in, it always gets on the side and it kind of falls over, and I always kind of miss the bowl. Well, this tool here, which is also microwavable, you can put stuff like chocolate in it, and you kind of use it right inside the microwave oven. But this is flexible, so that when this thing is on and I'm mixing my dough, I can like squeeze it and pour it in and just kind of measure it to exactly what I need. So it doesn't, nothing kind of overlaps and goes off to the side. It all fits inside there, and I kind of just put, as I need it, I bend it into the shape I want it, and it goes right into the pot. This is really a cool tool. I mean, these tools are really great. So perfectly for what I use it for in terms of mixing my dough, it does a great job of just making it easier to put the flour into the pot, okay? So we're going to continue mixing this. We're going to turn it up a little bit. Let it really start to get to know one another. That flour saying hi to that milk, and that milk is saying hello to that egg. Okay, it's all getting together now, okay? So we're going to mix that. We're going to continue to put our flour in, a little bit at a time. And as that goes, I'm going to show you, once it's ready to come out of there, we're going to put it on the table, and then we're going to go with it, okay?